Jimmy Butler has gone and done it again. After denying the trade request allegations just a number of days ago, Jimmy Butler has officially broken off his relationship with the Heat, saying front and center that the Miami Heat era is officially over.
What will fix it? What do you want to see happen to fix it?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court. But I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
Now, there is quite a bit of speculation on a potential JB trade for a while now. Pat Riley made it known that he's not extending his star, told him to keep his mouth shut, and since then, the behind-the-scenes beef between the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler has been the worst-kept secret in the NBA. Jimmy Butler is 35 years old right now, looking for another big contract, messing with one of the most cold-hearted and intelligent businessmen pulling the strings behind the scenes. I mean, Pat Riley already let go of D. Wade after basically putting their team on the map in the same scenario, then put a statue of Joe Rogan in the front of the stadium to pay his respects. There's no way in hell you can bully around Pat Riley. Now, just a few weeks ago, Shams reported that Jimmy was silently interested in a potential trade and prefers the Mavs, Rockets, or Warriors. Then shortly after, Shams came in again stating the Phoenix Suns are another team that Jimmy's agent Bernie Lee has shown potential interest in. And all of a sudden, this thing got weird. Bernie Lee came in to combat the claims, saying, "Alright, listen, I gave you a pass yesterday because I was busy, but if you don't stop putting my name on your complete and utter made-up bullshit, because you know you normally aren't worth my time to acknowledge." Now, this was certainly out of left field, as Shams has about as squeaky clean of a reputation when it comes to reporting news as anybody, and basically stood on business when his credibility was questioned.
My reporting, it's fully vetted, and as a professional, that's what I do, report truthfully and accurately. That's what this is. Period.
Pat Riley came out and shut down the allegations publicly. JB was acting clueless to the world, but in the end, it seems like just another ugly breakup for Butler's career, who's made a living off doing this at this point. When questioned about the situation, Butler stated, "It's a good question. Who knows? I don't, but right now I'm here. So I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to compete and I'm going to win. And that's all I've got. It's a lot of talk and it's a lot of noise, but I'm cool with it. It doesn't bother me at all. I love that. I thrive in that. But it keeps y'all wondering. It keeps the world wondering. To where you've got to keep coming back and asking me about something. I like it. It's good to be talked about, even better to be wanted." I mean, this guy has seemed to embrace drama and controversy since he broke into stardom, and honestly seems to have an addiction to the attention that it brings him. I mean, was there any team breakup more theatrics-filled than when this guy came into Minnesota? As a playmaker and defender, he was talking about how Wiggins and Towns are going to take over the scoring load, while he serves as, I guess, this glue guy and captain, while vets like D. Rose help him mold these young guys into the faces of the franchise. Well, about 3 minutes later, this guy was basically just calling these guys bitches and doing the most extra shit imaginable just to work his way out of Minnesota.
Crazy. He like, starters, Jeff, Jimmy, Wig, Taj, Cat. Jimmy said, "I ain't playing with them." We all like, damn. D. Rose was like, he was like, "Well, Derek, you're in the starting group." D. Rose was like, "All right." Jimmy said, "I'm playing with them." I was like, "Oh shit." So Jimmy and Cat ain't like each other. That's another part of the story I get to one day. They ain't like each other. That gets real funny when they don't like each other. So they jump the ball. We throw it to Cat first play. Jimmy steal it. Go down, score. They go down, score. Like, "Come on, Cat, post his little ass up, man. He can't guard you, blah, blah, blah." Jimmy like, "Fuck out of here. He trash." Da, 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 da. Steal the ball again. They go down and score. Jimmy start talking to the GM. Everybody in the gym. Yeah. "Y'all better mother effing pay me. I'm like that." I'm like, he is nuts. I'm laughing, not realizing what's coming with this. Crazy. "Y'all think that team can win without me? I'm him. Pay me. Pay me." Mind you, he ain't took off his Jordan warm-up yet, right? He finally takes it off. He got the Timberwolves shirt on, but he cut the Minnesota out so it's just chest. Wow. He cut the Minnesota out the shorts. It's just shorts.
I mean, doing this just to call up Rachel Nichols at your crib shortly after to tell her about it is one of the most menacing things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this dude went from giving out his phone number to Minnesota fans and talking about how they have the best future in basketball, to calling their best players soft as he gives them the belt to ass with a bunch of dudes who now work at T-Mobile. You can just tell in his interview with Rachel Nichols that this guy isn't upset about anything here. This guy is loving every single minute of the attention that he had on him. Jimmy, of course, requested a trade, then proceeded to sit out of games in an attempt to speed up the process. And when he landed in Philadelphia, it didn't take too long for the drama to ramp up once again. I mean, with Harris, Embiid, Butler, and Simmons all fighting over touches, the offense was a bit of a tough job to manage, and yet again it seemed that Jimmy Butler couldn't keep himself out of the news after article after article would release calling the situation in Philadelphia dysfunctional. Now again, Jimmy Butler would jump ship to Miami, where he would ride the wave of the team through their ups and downs. In the playoffs, while the Heats were playing out of their mind, this guy really seemed to be in his happy place. He was rocking Tyler Hero high school jerseys every Tyler Tuesday, and seemed to be smiling ear to ear every practice. But once they started losing the following year, Jimmy would take to the media to call the team soft, and would mouth off to one of the most respected coaches that the game of basketball has to offer. Now, I mean, you can't really deny what Jimmy's done for the Heat at this point. In 2020, this guy took a team that shouldn't have made it past the second round and beat Giannis and the Bucks in 5, and JT and Brown Celtics in 6, losing just 3 games the whole playoffs before the NBA Finals. For an under 20 point per game scorer in the regular season to fly into the playoffs and be such a standout on the court, it was clear that this guy absolutely devoured up the moment. I mean, these guys had Bam, who played great that season, but Jimmy completely elevated his teammates like Dragic, Hero, and Nunn to where this felt like a whole new group of guys. It was pretty incredible. Butler proved that this thing wasn't a fluke, coming 1 game short of the NBA Finals in 2022, and returning to the promised land in 2023. With what Butler's done with these Heat teams that are talented but not championship level teams at all, has solidified himself amongst the best players of the era. I mean, Jimmy has upped his stats from 21-6-6 to 25-7-6, while defenses are supposed to be cracking down in the playoffs during his time with the Heat. As far as Miami players go, after the LeBrons and the Wades, honestly, this dude has earned a spot amongst anyone. I mean, this dude deserves a statue of maybe the Cinnamon guy or something outside the arena. But Jimmy Butler is 35 years old at this point, and I'm sure Pat Riley has seen the statistical decline in his production over the last 2 seasons. The Heat have a good little thing going with young guys like Tyler Hero blossoming into an all-star level player this year. But I'd be willing to bet that Riley wouldn't be too excited over throwing this dude $50 million next year, and has also already declined the possibility of a max extension since the dude's on the tail end of his prime. Now, this isn't the first time that contract disputes began to unravel, as both the Wolves and Sixers have already battled with Butler behind the scenes before he blew the whole thing up. And now suddenly, it appears he's doing this again. Feeding into the drama after the trade rumors to Golden State, Houston, Dallas, and Phoenix surfaced, Jimmy would pop out rocking the Golden State gold, Rockets red, Mavericks blue, and Suns orange hair on the court. After a world of drama and speculation, while Butler was clearly fucking with us the whole time, he decided to blow the whole thing up, going public with his wants yet again. At this point, it's clear that this guy really loves the attention, and when he's not getting it for on-court play, he's gonna get it through unconventional means. I mean, when it comes to trade options, this thing might be more limited than we expected. The Suns have surfaced as a potential candidate involving a Beal for Butler swap, which certainly is something since there's a very few contenders with tradable contracts that they would throw at Miami, and Butler would fit the Suns better than Beal, but Pat Riley is not one to get bullied in trade negotiations, and I really doubt this guy wants Bradley Beal. The Mavs and Rockets certainly have some potential to make a splash, although the Mavericks don't have a total need for it, and given the Rockets' timeline, who knows how willing they'll be to extend Jimmy either. Then comes the Warriors, who are kinda in no man's land with a mix of young guys and aging stars, and although a Warriors trade might end up a bit sloppy with some 3-team tomfoolery, they need to make a decision here soon regardless. When it comes to the Jimmy Butler situation, this thing gets weird, man. Because given this guy's playoff resume, and what he could add to a contending team, this guy has a lot of value. But also, given that if you don't instantly max him, your team is going to be on TMZ while he tells Rachel Nichols your whole team is gay, I'd kind of be willing to roll with the team I have before the trade deadline too. This whole situation is a damn mess, but this is nothing new for Jimmy.
But what's an even bigger mess is what's going on with Malika Andrews, who just went on DeMar DeRozan's podcast blaming you and me for what's happened. Check that out here, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.